delicious beverage?
Duh.
Come on.
Preparing students to demonstrate mastery of math state standards can feel like a dull, unending cycle of equations and practice problems. Unengaged, frustrated students can weigh on teacher confidence and lead to uncertainty about overall achievement. Two Ivy League-trained engineers observed this struggle and created a way to transform how students learn the fundamentals of math. Through the innovative Accoletics math program, EDA has helped more than 400,000 students achieve success on state-administered math tests and transformed the academic strategies and performance of schools nationwide. Accoletics' uniquely designed supplemental materials and tools are well aligned to your state standards and provide a clear path to exceed state proficiency standards. Through ongoing professional development, you will uncover common challenges and activate solutions that promise to improve student achievement in your school. By partnering with EDA and choosing Accoletics, you can start to see an unprecedented return on your investment in as little as one school year. Don't procrastinate on giving your teachers the tools to help students achieve their highest math potential. To learn how you can dramatically improve classroom instruction and learning, test scores, and student confidence, call, email, or visit Accoletics online today.
Oh, yes, we are back at it. Episode number 2 for 2024.
Number 2 for 2024. And I've been working on our mission statement because when I listen to podcasts, they have that little sentence every time, like the little mission.
Okay.
Right, so tell me how you feel about this.
All right.
Tell me how you feel about this. Welcome to the Allison and Marc podcast, Married in Media. We are two media pros who happen to be married with 3 grown kids.
Wait a minute.
And we talk about everything from politics to pop culture with a little bit of history and a whole lot of love. What do you think?
Okay.
I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on the
Yes.
mission statement. That's how my
Yes.
brain works.
Okay, mission statement. Okay.
Yeah, that's how my brain works. So all 3 kids back in school.
All 3 kids
They're
back
all
in school.
gone.
Mm.
Yeah, Atlanta, Norfolk, and in our basement, but we never see her. Our oldest is in medical school.
She's something early tonight.
Yeah, she had an exam today.
Okay. How's
Yeah.
she doing? How's she
I
come to
think
the
she
door?
did okay. I think she did all right.
Is she okay?
I think she did
Sometimes
okay.
she can tell when she don't.
No, I think she did okay.
Okay, good.
So yeah, it's a different vibe. So the parents out there who are empty nesters, empty walleters,
Oof.
in our case with the empty nesters, but it's all blessings. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. What's up?
It's, you know what, I think, babe, the blessing, I think the philosophy that, shout out to you and you know, like getting married and having people, when you come from different backgrounds, it does bring, you know, philosophies together. My mom was a single woman. My college experience was, you know, 2 years of junior college, 2 years of 4-year college. I basically paid for it myself. I mean, actually Pell Grants and things like
college
that.
might be the smartest thing in the world.
And you know, now you came from a different background and we are paying for our kids.
My parents paid for me to go to Hampton, but it was $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I always say that all 4 years of Hampton was less than basically almost a half a year is at our kids' school.
But God bless you, God bless us, because we are taking care of our kids' experience and the college experience, which now includes having to live off campus because they're in a dorms,
living off campus,
and all the other things that come with that. What a blessing, you know.
What a blessing. It's a struggle in the meantime, but it's good. My cousin, whom I love so dearly, like my sister, told me, you know, she said, Al, that's good. Those are good bills to pay. So I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, yeah, it's that time. It's that time. Now, before we get into it, can I just do a quick rant about social media and how people are on social media?
Please rant. Rant on.
So why did I post
Cedric D. Clark,
thing
about
why did I post something about the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, getting its first African American, I think Speaker of the House in its history, 400 years. Now we know that the first Africans were brought to what is now the United States, 1619, right. Speaking of Hampton, not too far from where I went to college in Hampton, Virginia. So this is a long history. And when he spoke, he talked about that he knows where he came from. Now he also has a colorful past. Did some time, and I don't, and so that was sort of the thing that was there too. But he did his time. He rose to where he is now, and he paid homage to those who came before him. He said it's not lost on him that where I am right now, which was in Richmond, is only a couple of hours from basically Fort Monroe, where the first Africans were brought 400 and something years ago, right?
Come on now.
Okay, that's the background. A simple, hey, the Commonwealth has its first African American Speaker of the House. Like the two comments. First one, he is a Black, all capital letters, Black American. And, and I'm like, okay, now who is this? Because I know that not everybody likes that term African American. I understand that. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's, somebody who's Black who is saying that. And while I'm like, what's all the energy around it? Whatever. Turns out it wasn't a Black guy. When I went into because I like to see who these folks are.
This?
Right. And the comment, somebody else was like, yeah, that, they're always changing. They're always changing their name. And then this guy circled back and he was like, and they want us to pay for everything. Right. So I'm like, okay, this person is not worth my energy. I basically said, please stay off my page. And then I blocked that person. Right. Because blocking you blesses me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the stress in my life. But what I wondered is that anger, he is a Black. And why should you say what he is if he calls himself African American? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, it never ceases to amaze me, the vitriol and the hatred that is still there. And I just choose not to deal with it. I don't want to fight because you can't win with people like that. The only thing, and I told you this, the only way to win that argument is to just say, shut up. Because there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? You can't come back.
What can you do?
Well, you shut up. Now you look crazy. Right. So, so that's my little rant.
Well, like Big Mama used to say, haters gonna hate, baby.
Yeah, but
they hated on Jesus.
But that hate is real. They want us to pay. I don't need you to pay for anything. You feel me? Like you wouldn't be, if we could get to a point, if we could get to a point where it's not a personal thing. I don't need you to come out of your pocket, sir. You one person. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's asking for you to do that. So why do you feel like that's it's amazing. So anyway.
Yeah. See, baby, you missed my subtle joke there, did you?
Blesses me.
My subtle joke was like Big Mama says, haters gonna hate. Big Mama didn't say haters gonna hate.
Some Big Mama say that.
They hated on Jesus. Big Mama didn't say that. That's true.
Some Big Mamas have.
You're right. The Big Mamas now are different.
The Big Mamas are our age.
Yes.
We could be somebody.
You're right.
With somebody's Big Mama.
You're right. We Big Mama and Pop-Pop age now.
We could be.
What the heck?
Anyway.
We Mr. Earl age now.
I've released it.
You did it, babe. You did it.
So angry.
But you don't think, what ain't angry? Your bob is bobbing.
It's my bob file.
What did you say?
It's my bob.
Your bob is fire?
Shout out to Bill Lawrence. My bob is growing out. Anyways. Okay. What's on your mind?
Well, interesting day today. You told me this. Let me tell you something. My wife is the best. Like my late Aunt Norma used to say about her husband, Uncle John.
I had the best.
I had the best, and he was not the best. Well, that's another
Rest
story.
in peace.
That's another story. He wasn't the best.
Yeah, he was not.
But yes, Kevin. Babe is the best. Babe calls. Hey, babe, I'm on the set. Babe's on the set because we're in media.
Oh, that's part of our mission statement. We're two media pros who happen to be married.
Babe,
okay. That's a pretty good
hit
one,
it off
right?
again. Do it again, babe.
We're two media pros who happen to be married with 3 grown kids.
Okay, I like the first read. Give me this. Get it again.
I'm trying to get the podcast voice.
When you said and happen to be married,
Yeah.
the second one. Do it one more time. Take 3.
Oh, I missed this part. We're 2 Gen X media pros.
Okay. Who wrote that?
I did.
Okay.
I wrote this whole thing.
Okay, go ahead and hit it off again then.
No, go ahead.
One more time, babe.
No, go ahead. What are you talking
So
about?
babe calls me. I'm on the set. Babe, did you hear what happened? What? The Baltimore Sun just got bought. But your people just bought the. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And so for those who don't know, I work at Fox 45 in Baltimore. For a media company called Sinclair, which ironically, Allison worked for Sinclair in St. Louis, where we met. Remember that? So Sinclair, the former CEO and now other position owner of Sinclair, personally bought the Baltimore Sun.
All right.
Which was owned by the Able family since 1861. So, of course, I had to look them up. Of course, they were slave owners. But anyway, the irony here is our owner now owns the Baltimore Sun, which media-wise is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And almost, it's scary, it's frightening, it's amazing. And the part that I guess got some buzz is his only partner in this deal. His only partner, though they did not divulge the percentage of ownership, is the conservative media owner, Armstrong Williams.
Oh, wow.
So Armstrong Williams is co-owner.
I like how you say Williams.
Armstrong Williams is co-owner of the Baltimore Sun, which I'm sure, I doubt that there is another African-American co-owner of a newspaper in the country, mainly because newspapers are dying. But that's a pretty powerful position. And I thought it was interesting, babe, because this isn't the first time, but one of the first tweets came from civil rights activist Benjamin Crump, who's obviously friends with Armstrong Williams.
Okay.
And he pointed it out. Now, his tweet was a bit confusing because he mentioned, I think he didn't exactly say what he was trying to say. His tweet was kind of like more kumbaya than factual, because his tweet basically talked about how great this is, African American, a paper that the real story for, the original owners probably were slave owners, but his
paper.
Yeah, his tweet said more something. His tweet said more something like, it almost said it was more united front of ownership with families over the years. And so that's not true. So
united ownership of,
you know what I mean? No, it's not. I mean, that's not it.
Yeah.
But it was sweet. It was a sweet tweet, but it wasn't. And so he kind of got some backlash because of it. But anyway, I say all that to say.
But it's interesting that he is a friend of Armstrong Williams.
Yes.
You wouldn't think the politics lined up.
I was like, the first time I saw it was
Armstrong Williams is a conservative African American.
Been conservative this whole time.
And Ben Crump is pretty much fights for the rights of those who, disenfranchised because of with the legal system and law enforcement and right? I mean, is that a good way?
That's definitely a good way to put it. And because I work for the company, I'm gonna leave it at that.
There it is.
It was interesting. It is and was interesting, and it will be interesting to see this multi-million-dollar purchase of a huge newspaper in a time where newspapers are struggling.
Yeah.
With a paper that's probably newspapers more left-leaning than the Sinclair brand is. So it'll be an interesting marriage.
It'll be interesting to see if they keep the integrity of what it is and don't put a bias in it, basically, right?
And that's where I step off this train.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I did good, right, babe?
Yeah, you did
I wanted
good.
to talk about it Didn't want to get into it.
Hi, Arlene. Power of tranquility. I want to say hello to you already said hello to Cedric,
Yep.
Ceddy Clark. My Sora Deborah is in the house in the building. Thank you. Hey, Crystal. Yeah.
The whole crew's here. Edward is here. Raymond is in the house.
Yeah.
Kevin's from Colombia, babe.
Oh, look.
You remember Kevin from Colombia?
Kevin from Colombia. Okay.
Colombia, the country.
Okay.
Is it a country?
Colombia.
Is it Colombia? Is that a country?
You know who's also in the house? My new bestie, Divya. Hi, Divya.
How do you
we worked together
What?
because we worked together on a big gala for an organization called Wheels Global Foundation.
Yeah.
This organization is so think the MIT of India, right?
Wow.
And
Okay.
so you have, captains of industry, like Silicon Valley type level presidents, and doing wonderful things here in the United States. But also, the thing that I really love about it is they're also their main thrust is to give back and to take parts of rural India. And I have a sweet spot in my heart for India.
And tell them why.
Because I actually lived in India from like 2 to 4 years old. My first elementary school, preschool. My father was director of Peace Corps in Madhya Pradesh in India. And so before we moved to the States when I was 4, back to the States when I was 4.
Can you imagine how cute Allison was as a baby? She's just as
okay.
cute,
But let me
cuter.
finish. So Wheels Global Foundation, and correct me if I'm wrong, Divya, because I'm going off the top of my head here. They have like these spokes, if you will, that they want to see completed, and the year is really aggressive. It's not too long from now. They want things, clean drinking water, access to proper health care, education, all these different things. So they're working to do that here, but they also give back here in the United States to their adopted second country of the States, of the many graduates of this, I believe is it IIT? IIT, I'm going to look it up. They give back here in the States. So like in DC, they're looking to do things with incarcerated men who are looking to get, their whole thing is technology. So when they get out in return, that they come out with a solid career path. So anyway, that's Divya. I digress, but hi, Divya. I'm so happy to see you. Divya is a new listener.
All right, and viewer.
And viewer.
And so Facebook, okay, the Facebook user, we don't know who that is. It just says Facebook user.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be
Peace King and Queen. That's what the Facebook user said. Peace be unto you.
I feel like it's Benji. Is this Benji? Let's check that out. Okay, let's check that out. I think it's Benji. I think that's it. Kevin Williams in the house. Okay.
All right.
So yeah. So what else we got, babe? We got a lot. We got Ask Allison coming up.
Yeah.
And we got
making sure I have
celebrities, kind of like. Yep, I knew it was. Let me say something. That's my childhood friend, Benji Frazier. Benji is posting workouts with his amazing kids who are now grown sons.
Yeah, grown too, right.
Benji.
You have grown daughters.
Benji is a superstar. He's been a superstar his whole life. And he's my man. He's my man. We've actually become closer over the years with the social media piece, and I appreciate it.
Social media does.
And I mentioned it, I'm encouraging Benji to write a book. Benji, I haven't forgot that conversation. Let's get it popping in 2024. We need to write a book. Because I'm trying to do the same thing, Benji. And sadly, as you know me, Benji, I'm kind of raggedy sometimes. I don't quit saying that, but I am raggedy.
Stop claiming that.
Saying that. I'm not raggedy.
It is IIT, the Indian Institutes of Technology, with the Wheels Global Foundation. Okay, so
Happy Tillery. Is there a name better than that? What's up, Happy?
No, there is.
Come on, Happy.
Yeah, there is not a better name than that.
Oh, man, that hurts, man. That hurts right there.
Blessings.
We send peace and blessings.
It's unfathomable.
That's a pain we can't even imagine.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah. God, prayers going out to you. Is that Benji? I don't know who that is. Is that Benji too? Lord Jesus, man.
Hey, Paula's new.
Paula's new.
Welcome, Paula. Yeah, we do. We need to get on it. All right. So I got something that's on my mind.
Okay.
And I want family in the room to weigh in on this. This is a hot one.
Okay.
This is a hot one because if I say,
Brother.
Benji.
I'm gonna call you, bro.
Benji. So if I say, yeah, that's family business, and it's not family, it's skin folk, not kinfolk. You know what I'm talking about. We don't be. It's like it's like when my grandmother used to be on the city bus in Charleston, and there used to be some kids jumping on and loud and everything, whatever. You just be like, because we take it personally. As
Yes.
I think as Black people, we if somebody is acting out or acting out, that's like the Will Smith slap heard around the world. We were all like, oh no, not you.
As a people, we feel it as a
Oh,
people.
we do. And it's not right.
Yes.
Why do we have to feel that way? But I think
It
it's a
just-
protection thing.
Yes.
It's a protection thing. But anyway, I'm saying all that to set it up. Have you seen this Stephen A. Smith, Jason Whitlock beef? This thing is wild. So apparently, and you can fill in the blanks here, but apparently there's been this long history since the two of them worked at ESPN way back in the day, right? It probably goes back further than that.
They were both they were both journalists, and you can imagine African American journalists at a time when there were very few African American journalists.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith cut his teeth in Philadelphia. Jason Whitlock cut his teeth in Detroit.
Okay.
And so over the years, they segued into television.
Yeah.
And so now.
So that, right.
Yes.
But there's always been, I don't know, Stephen A. Smith took it back and basically said ever since this one article or something, there's been this beef. It was like in 2015. Anyway, I digress. The point of what I'm saying is that he went off. Now, this is on his YouTube. It wasn't on the ESPN
it's
platform.
on his podcast.
Okay, but it wasn't on the ESPN platform.
No.
Okay, so then just 11 hours ago, Jason. Now, when I tell you he went off, I'm talking about he called him all the way out of his name.
He called him out of his name.
Called him
a fat bastard.
Called him a fat bastard.
He called him you.
Pardon our language.
He called him. He cussed. He used all those language. He said he called his minister and said, "Look, this is what I'm going to do."
Because he said it's been building up
for 10 years.
And 10 years, and he's sick of it.
Yes.
And, Jason Whitlock has a lot of critics out there because he tends to...
He chose the path of the right wing kind of like...
Which is fine. You do you.
The voice of he basically decided choose to be a hater. And all those negative things they say about Black athletes, he magnifies, and he becomes the voice of almost like the right wing racist stances. He's a Black man who represents Detroit, and he takes the stance.
Okay,
so that in itself,
this is what
it makes everybody feel a certain way.
Right.
That's why most people in the business, Black people definitely, have nothing to do with him because of that.
So this is the setup. But if you haven't seen it, we wish we had a clip for you, but half of it, but I'm gonna tell you something. He was eloquent in his rant, and rant sounds negative. He was eloquent in his statement, right, about the reasons why this came to pass, right? Yes. But now here, so I'm taking this somewhere, and I want to ask your opinion on it. But now, okay. So Jason Whitlock, 11 hours ago, he called Stephen A. Smith intellectually limited. Now, bruh, you can say a lot of things about Stephen A. Smith, but after how long was that soliloquy about?
It was a whole 45 minutes.
What you can't say is he's intellectually limited because that's like, what are you talking about? Anyway, now here's the problem, or is it? You got other folks, you know what I'm talking about, commenting now. This guy he's host of whatever it is on YouTube called Outkick. I think that's what it's called. He says it was one of the most embarrassing days in ESPN history. So I need you to understand. So we got two Black men basically doing this very public thing, right? And then he called it unprofessional. Now, who is this man? I don't know. Called it unprofessional and he said that Stephen A. Smith should be fired. Okay, so now you have all this dialogue outside, because this is what happens when you air the dirty. Well, this is what I'm talking about, right? Okay, look out. That's what we're saying without saying it. So that's who Jason Whitlock is. Stephen A. Smith was sick of it, and he he went in on it. Another example, and I think you do have some video about this, because the question is going to be what I'm posing, is you got this whole Taraji P. Henson, our homegirl here in DC, whom we adore, coming out and speaking and saying, you know what, I've been working, I'm tired of not getting paid what I owe, right? I'm not getting, and all of that is because that's respect, that's position, that's all of that she's talking about.
Tired.
Okay. We knew that, so we saw that. And then we have my other girl, Vivica A. Fox, and when she was asked about it and if she could relate, well, this is what she
So we want to know, do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique? You're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
Darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed, and to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, but to get your piece out is important. I totally understand that, and I love my girls for looking out for each other, but I'm good.
She took the high road.
If she had just, you think she took the high road? Look, and I love Vivica A. Fox. I love you, Vivica.
The fact she came back though and said, "I love my girls."
That part was good. When
she
said, she said, "You got to find your peace," that was wonderful.
Yeah.
When she said, whatever she said, but then when she said, "But I'm good," now that part is kind of like, okay. So, okay, Gabrielle Union. Then Gabrielle Union did this.
Well,
okay, did this. Okay, so she
break it down.
She liked.
Explain what happened.
Okay, so she liked, because who are these people who monitor this? My Lord, she liked a tweet that some say that was shady against Miss Vivica. Basically said that, well, you're in Tubi movies, so
wow.
Yeah. So, but then she unliked it.
Yes.
And all of that. So what I'm saying now is, okay, now take it off. I hate to see my sisters like this, but
well, and babe, and she said Fox hasn't. The person said not Gabrielle.
Fox hasn't enjoyed
the person
that
said right. She hasn't experienced Taraji's success either.
She's been in Tubi movies on that Tubi platform.
Well, now
and I like Tubi.
Well, so. in all fairness, she does produce and direct now.
Of course she does.
And also now Vivica has found her space.
She's found a sweet spot
in creating. So she does those Hallmark movies. She's killing in those Hallmark movies.
I have talked to her about that. I love all these women involved. My question is this, and I'm putting it to y'all. Are we at a point now that we have the space that we could be able to sort of do all of this sort of back and forth in public, take family business in public? Or, is that an unfair burden that we've always put on ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting because here was the thing. And I think
Car Shield. Oh, Vivica does the Car Shield commercials.
Look, I think those of us of a certain, we're 57.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we definitely are of the age where it's hard for us to see us go at each other from Stephen A. Smith to whatever. It's hard for us to see each other's fight because we were raised that way.
And we have bigger fish to fry.
We have big fish to fry. So here was the part that about the Stephen A. Smith thing that I will, and this is my side, that I was like, and then you, like you say, you start seeing the people kind of come after Stephen A. Smith. The only thing about when you both go at it and you both are working for white-owned companies, you don't own your company, you're working for someone else. Stephen A. Smith showed so much, he deferred so much. He was so respectful to, Jason is on a Glenn Beck-owned conservative network. Stephen A. Smith, because he's a pro, was very respectful in how he colored Glenn Beck's network. You know what I mean? But not respectful of how you turn down, Jason, right?
Yeah.
Now, Glenn Beck and that whole
But did
conservative movement.
Did Glenn Beck ever say anything personally about Stephen Smith, A. Smith?
He hasn't said anything personally, but the network is filled with crazy, weirdo people like Whitlock. There's a whole network of them.
Yeah.
Just like there's a whole bunch of networks. I don't have to say the network name. I definitely can't. But you know what I mean? So that part about it is like, and the battle on that is kind of like that's the only
right. Are you fighting? You're infighting down here.
Yeah, you're fighting on and this whole network,
on a
and
bigger
then
level.
it also,
I feel you,
and it also speaks to how, and Roland Martin does a great job of reminding of this every day. What we really doing when we don't own a damn thing? Like, what are we really? All that energy, all that vitriol, everything, all that energy is like, but you don't own nothing, and so Roland, I'll do a better job preparing next week, babe. Roland did a great rant on reminding us that, remember now, how did conservative Fox News build its network? On the backs of us with Martin and all those black shows, right? Living Color. We remember.
Okay,
so
but I need to, as a person who worked for Fox, I need to clarify.
No, babe. Hold on now.
Okay.
No.
He said, hold on now.
No, hold on, babe. Because I know where you're going, but no.
Yeah, I just need to clarify.
But there wasn't. What I'm saying, baby, is at first the money they got was from those black shows.
Okay.
And they went on to build the sports and the Fox over here, and then also Fox here. But Rupert Murdoch owns all that, and the money came from that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And so his new point Roland made, which is great, because Roland is one of the few that has his own network. He's trying. Is guess who else Rupert Murdoch owns? What company owns right now?
What?
Tubi. Guess what? All the black movies are on Tubi.
Yeah.
And that's the streaming. That's the future, right?
Yeah.
So right now it's Tubi where all the little broke movies go, right? We make jokes about it, right?
I love to because
we make jokes about it. But Roland says, as Roland's absolutely right, this is the new platform.
Yeah.
And as we just witnessed last weekend, NFL streamed on Peacock. So streaming is here.
Streaming
and
is
so
here.
So Tubi's going to have all these little movies on. Everybody make a movie. All black folks run to Tubi. And then in about 2 years, he's going to kick everybody out, and it's going to be Tubi. And they're going to offer the NFL deal, and they're going to, so it's like, in all this time, we ain't built nothing. So while the conversations from Cat Williams, is great, we don't own nothing, and that's the part.
Mm-hmm. So why are you fighting down here?
Yeah.
But
I understand also though, to be dragged for 10 years. It's funny. I think Stephen A. Smith was mad. So Jason, what he focused on was Stephen A. Smith said he played college basketball, and he's been in his book. And Jason Whitlock is like every day tears down a chapter saying he wasn't no good, he lied, he da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Again, that's like a trick. It's like, okay, dude, he had Stephen A. Smith for the last 10 years has been the top sports
meteoric
voice.
Rise.
Yes.
Multi-million
and you talking
dollar
about
man.
his book that you said he didn't write. And you both, you wrote because you guys been writing. So you guys one of the early black writers in sports.
He said Stephen A. Smith didn't write his book.
Right.
I get it.
Wallace got jokes.
Yeah.
To be or not to be. Hilarious.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, that's what was on my mind. The question is, and I'm seeing your comments, and yeah, most people, Marcella, they are saying that. I just feel like if Vivica had just ended it with, that's your piece. I mean, she said what she said. It's not been my struggle. So maybe, because she hasn't been in the Benjamin Buttons of movie or Hidden Figures type movies, then it isn't her struggle. She's where she wants to be. So anyway, it's all love. Look, I'm just saying, okay, sounds like Vivica A. Fox is saying, I can't relate to that. It's not my story, and I made it out. But the majority of Black women and actors and actresses are saying the same thing as Taraji. Well, and I just feel like a statement would have, a better statement would have been, it's not been my struggle necessarily, but I stand behind my sisters in Hollywood getting their just desserts. You know what I'm saying?
But I think if you ask her, I think that's what she would say. That's what she said at the end. I'm signing autographs. Y'all hijack me as TMZ hijacks you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that?
Yeah.
That's not been my struggle. But And she basically said, more.
Let me tell you something.
They got to get it out.
I
You
think
need to go ahead and get it out.
I'm gonna tell you that year that Issa Rae was at what was she at, the Oscars or some award show, Emmys probably, and they said, "Well, who are you rooting for?" You know what I mean? She said, "I'm rooting for everybody black."
Yeah.
And that's how, like, and she didn't have to go into it. And I feel like truly we're still in a place in our journey that I'm rooting for everybody black. And if I have a problem with somebody one-on-one, I can't imagine a scenario where I would go public with that tearing down somebody else. I can't imagine Perry tearing down anybody, but especially that I just don't think there is room for it. That's how I feel about it.
Well, let me ask you this. So we're not saying that Vivica Fox tore anybody down.
No, we're not saying that. But what I am saying is it wasn't really an uplifting either.
Yeah. See, I think in that clip, and it was just a clip, she said,
and I love
that's not
Vivica.
my struggle. Hey, what do you think about so-and-so? It's not my struggle, but I salute my sisters. It's important that they get it out. I don't think that's a negative.
She said, but I'm good.
But I'm good.
That part for me is,
well, because I'll say
good.
This. Let me say this.
I stand with her.
This is
period.
I'm not disagreeing, but I will say this. You, us. No, you have in this business, and we have 3 daughters. We talk about.
Look, I always got my back from day one.
Look how that.
From day one, we talking Fox 5, baby.
I'm not disagreeing.
Talking about zip trips.
I'm just saying, you have to fight.
Hey,
one of the things, is you have to understand your value. And then fight for your value. Self-advocate for your value.
And maybe she is. Maybe she didn't fit in that space.
And what I'm saying, and I think that's right. I think when you look at Vivica Fox, I think, okay, she jumped out the window with the movie with Queen Latifah and them and Gabrielle Union and stuff, right? Then, or it's either I can't remember the order. Then the huge movie with Will Smith.
Right? Oh yeah, Independence Day.
Right.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
my girl got movies.
And then
what was that?
And then Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
And I think I believe Vivica.
You're right.
Made a decision like, okay, I'm getting my network. So I think in those movies, I think Vivica, like we do in our business, made a decision that I'm not doing this ish and not getting paid right. And that's not a color thing. That's a business decision.
Yeah.
And in fact, she learned how to make movies, direct movies, sell herself. So she's moving like a boss. So, people kind of did it. Oh, well, they compared her net worth with someone else. That doesn't matter. She's basically saying, I'm in this business. And so when you step to me, I'm not doing it. So, you know what I mean? And that's where she arrived at. And I think sometimes that's what Kevin says, we can't save all of us. At the end of the day, she kind of basically saying, I'm not getting played like that. You have to fight for yourself. So God bless you. Get it out there. Get it. But do not let this business trample you. I bet that's what she's going to say, because I think that's probably what happens.
Vivica's a real one.
You're not
going to.
It's almost like if you talk to Dame Dash.
We need to stop for a second.
Yes.
Brandy.
Wait a minute.
Brandy's in the building.
Brandy's in the building. What, Brandy?
Curvy Mermaid.
Now let me tell you something about Raymond.
Love you, Brandy.
No, me and Raymond, I think we're right here. Me and Raymond be doing this a lot, baby. You said just like so I think that's what it is. And to be honest, in our business, it has to get to that. But when you do it, it means you may not get the call.
Yeah.
So when Oprah call you, and if Oprah, I don't give a doggone who it is, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Mark Clark, if you call them with rates, and I'm not, matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if Vivica's almost one of those people don't even call me. She ain't playing the game. I'm not doing it for $500,000.
That's what you're saying. So she says I'm good.
I'm not paying it for $500,000. I don't need it. I mean, it'd be great to be in a blockbuster. I've been in them before, but if you don't have the money right, don't even call me, because I'll go ahead and make my own movie.
Yeah.
Because $500,000 ain't gonna do it.
I just, I'm just all down for the support. I don't think that I would ever say anything that could be misconstrued as at all not being in unity with really with women. Sorry. And with Black women.
Okay.
So
So
that's
here's
me.
the Allison
But
Seymour.
we got to move on
Okay,
now.
so that's
We got-
so baby,
now,
what's
the
the business?
kicker is this was what was on my mind.
I just want to ask
What was on your mind?
Allison
it was
Seymour, you signing
over.
autographs. Allison Seymour, are Black newswomen underpaid?
What?
Allison, as a Black newswoman, are you underpaid?
No, that I'm not going to answer that question like that, and I'm not going to be put on the spot like that because I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, now you get dragged.
No, I'm not going to get.
What do you mean you don't know? She's Blacking in this business.
I've been on TV every day for 30 years, and the game has changed drastically.
Yes.
Right. Here's what I will say. I want every.
Allison, y'all hear the voice change?
Okay, because like,
Allison put that voice on me, y'all. She put it. Help me.
Right, because
help me.
We've been married for over 24 years and have 3 grown kids. Thank you, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. Oh, you gonna hop on like that? Oh, here we go.
Here's what I will say. I hope that we can get to a point, and that's what I will. It would take me a second because I'm not going to be like, get into, as you would say, a trick bag.
Ask me.
And then be on it. But what I will say is I look forward to the day that pay is equal for the job that everyone does. I look forward to that day. I know that we are not there.
Classy.
I mean, you're not gonna get me to speak against anybody. You're not gonna get me to
ask me.
Mark Clark.
I'm signing autograph. Okay, is that Brandi? Brandy? They call you the Little Mermaid. Okay,
Curvy,
baby. How you doing? Curvy Mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hello.
Our Black journalists.
You are fine.
Our Black journalists paid on par with their with other.
Hell no. They have never been paid on par with their counterparts, and maybe one day we'll get to that point. But I think regardless of what race you are, you have to fight for your pay. But no, it's just they've always underpaid women. They always say people of color. It's a challenge. Okay, now Kirby Marine. Now what's that? What's their number?
All right, so that's what you see. This is we got too much to talk about. This is the problem when you don't have any kids in the house and then 2 dogs running wild somewhere. That's the problem. Okay. All right. All right. So do you want to do Ask Allison or should I do my history moment? Do Ask Allison.
We'll do Ask Allison and then we'll wrap up with the history moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit it.
You feel good about that? All right. And once again, Bootsy Vegas is on the line. It's now
we
time
can get into it
for Ask Allison.
all right.
Did I load it up?
No. So just get into it. What's the question?
Oh, babe, wait a minute now. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. It's time for Ask Allison. Wait, everybody.
Now listen, everybody. This is the time we want to hear from you. So come on in and ask Allison. This is the part of the show where you get to ask Allison.
All right, Ask Allison. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this off. All right, so I think we got some people who just joined in, Allison. So, okay, we got okay, and then Lassie, Jay. Okay, all right. Wow, babe, 30 years. Come on now. That's my boo right there. That's my boo right there. All right. Dear Allison. Dear Allison, my mother-in-law is the sweetest woman in the world, but when it comes to any advice, she is the worst. Everything from how to deal with her son to her grandbabies, she tells me to my grandbabies. She tells my children not to call me mom, but to call her mom. She actually tells them to call me by my first name. And the worst part is my husband.
Wait a minute, I didn't understand the middle part. I got to understand the whole question.
She tells my children not to call me mom, but to call her mom.
What? I don't understand it.
So she basically the grandmother's saying, "Tell them, baby, call me mom."
Okay.
And call your mother by her first name.
That sounds crazy.
And the worst part is my husband doesn't do a damn thing. Allison, I'm at my wit's end. Help. Signed, I'm about to choke this biatch. I mean, woman.
This is so hard. Oh. What is the dynamic? What is the dynamic with sons and their mothers and wives?
Why are you looking at me?
What is it about?
Kevin says Granny's wrong.
Granny's wrong.
Okay.
I mean, I just feel like if you've talked to your husband and he won't do anything, I wonder what he would do if you just said something to your mother-in-law. But you cannot do it. You cannot you cannot live like this. Like, life is long and it should be harmonious. We know the pain of like losing parents, and you look back and you're just like, where did everybody go? That's how we feel. Please work it out. Just work it out. Sit down, woman to woman. If your husband is not going to intervene in any way, you just have to sit down.
Okay, well, hold on, babe. Now, okay,
There she is on the phone right now.
Okay, let's be clear, babe. Reset.
Yes, don't be a weirdo. That's it.
Okay, one more time. What's the advice, Allison?
The advice is sit down with your mother-in-law. If your husband really refuses to have this conversation, and it's not a it's ridiculous. Call me. Go ahead and call me mom, and call. That sounds really ridiculous. Like there's some unfinished business in her maturity, because that's a whole nother thing. That's something that wasn't worked out, right? So yeah, no.
No.
And what do you think about? What do you think? So that's my advice, my sweet friend. You just got to sit down and talk to your mother-in-law, because it needs to be a partnership, and it can be a beautiful partnership. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but sometimes you have to get to that. We have a story that I always tell. I always choke up when I talk about it. But so you talked about your mom, sweet mom, who passed away. My gosh, the years are flying now, right? 2018. And I wanted everything just so when mom came to visit for the holidays, right? And remember, I asked you we had the sofa down here. Now we had little kids and dogs and all that. And I said, can you please wash the sofa covers? And you didn't get to it. Right. So when mom came to visit, she was down here in the basement. This is fun fact, the studio's in our basement. And when she went down to the basement and she came upstairs and she said to me, Allison, do you want me to wash those sofa cushions for you? The very thing that I had asked you to do. Now, now, Brandy, in that moment, I was like that cartoon character, steam coming out of my ears. Oh, I was so mad. But I was embarrassed because my house wasn't what I wanted it to be. I was mad at you. We're real people. I was mad at you. And I said to you, great. I said, the one thing that I asked you to do for the basement was to wash the sofa covers, because they look dirty and funky. And that's the one thing that mom said. Now, baby, do you need me to wash some sofa covers for you? And the way that she meant it, what I realized, she always meant it in the spirit of love and help, because she knew I was
always wanted to help.
Busy. She knew I was busy with the kids and all that. And I told you about it. And you told mom, I'm going to call mom. You told mom that, that I was unhappy about that. And then we had a sit-down conversation. And you were in between jobs at that point. And let me tell you.
As I always am.
And my sweet mother-in-law, may she rest in peace. She said, she came upstairs and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, I would never do anything to disrespect you or to hurt you. I was just trying to help. And she said, look, I don't know how you still with Mark. Because if my husband didn't have a job for X amount of years, I don't know if I could do it. And we had a great laugh about it.
Lord Jesus.
And we're both, emotional about it and in tears about it, because I was embarrassed that she felt that she had to come to me like that. But we crossed the bridge.
Yes.
We crossed the bridge. And so I say all that to tell you that you can cross that bridge. Now, if she still wants your kids to call her mom and you by your name, then come back to me. Let's see where we are. But that's how I feel about it.
Woo! You got me on that one. That's Ask Allison. Woo, man.
That's that.
Come on, let me hear Ask Allison again. I want to hear it again.
Now listen, everybody. This is the time we want to hear from you. So come on in and ask Allison. This is the part of the show where you get to ask Allison.
True story.
All right.
We got to add that to it. And a true story.
And a true story.
And
True
a true
story.
story.
That's a good segment. True
Yeah,
story.
True story. Let's add
Okay,
that
so
to it.
babe, you got history?
I got a quick history before
Lord,
we
you
get
made
on
me
out
cry.
of here.
My eyes are red. Thanks,
Yeah.
babe.
She said, I would never disrespect you. I would never disrespect you. And how much respect she had for me for holding it down in that moment in our time. But anyway.
Katie, we love you too.
Hilarious. Next time, the story of when Mark told my old dance teacher
Oh, Lord.
about about something that happened. You got to tune in next week for that. And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then she said to
Yeah.
me, now Mark
Oh,
told me what happened.
Okay. We'll do
Okay,
that
that's
story
the
because
next
I want to find out.
That's
Yeah.
a true story. True stories.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my history moment, because I love hidden history. I love American history. I love African American history. I love women's history. I love it all. Right. So what I want to do is just leave you with a moment and just talk about resilience and the glorious spirit that we have as yes, the trials and tribulations. Brandy, wait till you hear this one next week. Anywho, have you when I said I wanted to do this little history of this hidden history moment, we had a lot of people talk about Atlantic Beach in South Carolina, what is between North Myrtle Beach and Myrtle Beach. There's a section there. I believe it's like 4 blocks long. Anyway, it's nicknamed the Black Pearl, and it was a mecca for Black folks back in the days of segregation, when we couldn't go to other public beaches or anything like that. There was this little gem. And just a quick history: a man named George Tyson. He was an entrepreneur. He bought 47 acres of beachfront property in Horry County, South Carolina. He bought it from one of the white business people that he knew in town that did business with him. And so he sold that land, which is also, just revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
In the year, and I'm looking for the year, I believe it was in the 30s. Is that the one thing that I did not write down? Okay. Anyway, it was $10,000. He put $2,000 down, and it was the kind of thing where if he missed one payment, right, it was going to go back. It was like kind of off the books is how they did it.
Yeah.
Well, what he did was he parceled out this land. He started to sell it to lots to other Black business people, entrepreneurs, and that's how it developed into the town that it is today, of Atlantic Beach. And again, it's between North Myrtle Beach and Myrtle Beach. It's the first and only Black-owned community, beachfront community. And now today it has hotels on it, shops, clubs, and much more, and mostly started with the descendants of enslaved people, but it's people from all over come for the history of it now. And so I just think it's so wonderful, and I think it's so brave. I think it would be hard for me to sit on the beach and relax when I knew I was surrounded by segregated beaches. I would always be, and I just try to think of the stress that our parents and of course grandparents lived under in our southern states especially. And so I just honor that history of Atlantic Beach, known as the Black Pearl. And that's your history moment.
Okay, Bootsy, we need a history moment theme too. Okay, so
that's your history moment. I'm working on a name, but that's your history moment.
And I think
this
that's going to
week.
be the show, babe.
All right.
Anything else?
No, once again, I'm
Any
trying to fine tune our mission. Welcome to the Allison and Marc podcast, Married in Media. We are 2 Gen X media pros. You don't like the Gen X part.
That's fine, whatever.
Who happen to be married with 3 grown kids. We talk about everything from politics to pop culture and a little bit of humor and a whole lot of love. Ding, 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 ding. And next week, we're going to have a better theme.
Okay, you cracking on this theme.
The theme is crackable.
Okay, fine. Well, we're going to wrap up with the theme. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Like, share, follow this.
Bye,
If you're on whatever platform you're on, like, share, follow, tell your friends. Every Wednesday, it's what we do. And we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.
Another true story. next week.
Another true stories. I like that, babe. True stories. All right. All right. Davina. Thanks, Ray. Man, appreciate you, Ray. Ray. See you guys. You guys are the best.
And okay. Bye, Brandy. I was trying to read Brandy's comments.
Where
Okay.
Brandy at? Oh, Brandy got okay. Brandy and a
Oh,
white
and a
sister.
white sister. That's why you know you're my girl. Sister from another mister. All right. Love you. Bye.
Kevin from Colombia. Look at Kevin. Kevin know he a model.
All
Kevin, Colombia, Kevin. And Calvin Reed. Boom. All right. See y'all next week. Where's our little corny music, babe, that you cover?